Welcome to the Liminal Open Codex. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Liminal Codex. We are going to be taking a look at Neptune in Aries. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look. This is a 13 to 14 year cycle. You may have had a bit of a glimpse of this. I promised you this reading and we're back for it. This transit, this particular placement, has not been seen since the Civil War here in the USA America. So this is something that there are some dangers associated with this. Look in your birth chart. I always tell you guys this. My Aries is in my 8th house, which is about partnerships and relationships. Okay, this is kind of asking you. Neptune has been in Pisces, so we've had this really dreamy kind of back in March 2025 we had a bit of a preview, and then it retrograded back into Pisces. We have this kind of dreamy vision right now of what it is that we want to accomplish. And with Neptune moving into Aries, it is literally saying, take your dream and make it a reality. It also, because Aries is the god of war, and this is also ruled by Mars, we're also talking about a bit of rebellion. We're talking about a bit of the collective activism that we have. It's about standing together and saying, we're not gonna take it, right? No, we're not gonna take it. So there is a lot that is supporting a massive collective shift in perception. We can idealize aggression, impulsiveness, or conflict. We can overextend ourselves during this time, which leads to exhaustion and burnout. There are the opportunities for us to spiritually awaken, all right? Spiritual activation, a drive to manifest spiritual ideas in the real world through bold pioneering actions, and to take manifestation a little bit more seriously. And I encourage you to check out the book that I have linked in the description box below. It talks about working with and integrating your shadow aspects. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of at what we need to be embracing during this. Again, my Aries is in my 8th house. Let's see. And I could go through all of the North Node. Okay. Destined to have, some of you may have Aries as your North Node, like your true North Node in your birth chart, which means that you're headed in the right direction. Don't be dissuaded. You may delude yourself into thinking that this is not the path that you are supposed to take. I can see a lot of people who have the North Node, their North Node in Aries, saying, you know what, I feel like I'm going in the right direction, but I don't feel like I'm going in the right direction. Or I feel like I'm going in the right direction, but the science doesn't back it up. Trust your intuition, okay? The North Node, what is it that you are destined to have? The moon. We do have a full moon coming up. Actually a new moon. Okay, and we have Capricorn, which is the season that we are in right now. So yeah, I feel like we're really, it's okay. So January 26th is when we have, let me get back to my page. January 26th is when we have Neptune entering Aries. We begin the new moon in Capricorn, which is the last moon that we're going to have in Capricorn. This is kind of telling me, okay, work with the moon cycles. I mean, the moon is right here. This is about emotions. This is about doing what you feel. It's about listening to your intuition. Again, and Capricorn is about ambition, realism, and methodical steps. What you've been dreaming about, what you've been fantasizing about, what you've been sitting on, nurturing this creative passion, whatever it is, it's time for you to go ahead and start taking active steps toward it. The new moon in Capricorn is on January the 18th, the day after, or 2 days after, actually, I believe it is the 19th. It is the 20th. This is the 20th. Okay. We have the sun entering into Aquarius. So we're going to, and Pluto is in Aquarius. So we're shifting into a very collective mindset in a lot of different aspects. We're going to become more keenly aware of our neighbors. We're going to be more keenly aware of the collective as a whole. Again, I've been telling you guys this, and I know that you've seen most of the readers here on YouTube kind of shift perspective and do collective readings because we've all seen this coming, right? Collective readings. This energy is affecting not one of us, but all of us. Okay, so we'll pause there for just a second. So what are we leaving behind? The Hierophant. Interestingly enough, this is ruled by Pluto. So we're leaving behind old ways of doing things, old traditions. Doesn't have to be morals, ethics, beliefs, and values, but I feel like some of the same old things that we've been doing, we're no longer doing those. Just because we feel like we grew up upholding those values and beliefs. It could be spiritual. It could be the idealism that you have to have kids by a certain age, married by a certain age, make this much money. Whatever it is that you've always been told as fact, okay? This could also be about learning. It could be about mastering something. It's like saying, okay, I've graduated. It's time for me to go ahead and take the next steps. The Hierophant, Taurus and Libra energy, Venusian energy. Let's see. What is it that we are heading toward? What is it that we are heading toward? The Ten of Pentacles. Well, I like that quite a bit. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles. So this is legacy. This is a new legacy is really honestly what I feel. All right, how do we get there? How do we get there? How do we get there? The Two of Wands, by making active decisions that put us on the right path. By standing at a crossroads and saying, this was the message that I was getting earlier, that I did a reading for. It's like you're standing at a crossroads, and there are all of these pieces that are kind of floating. I'm seeing like ash, in a windstorm, or it could be snow, something like that. But it's like, it's giving me the illusion that you're trying to catch these pieces with your hand. Like you're not entirely sure which idea to go after or which road to pursue. The Phoenix is on the card. This is whatever choice you make, whichever path you choose. I love this deck. This is probably my most, one of my most favorite decks. I've created quite a few. But I feel like follow your soul's passion, all right? Whatever it is that you're feeling intuitively drawn to, whatever you know to be stable, whatever your ambition is. Wow, okay, all right. I do want to see what is hiding in the shadows. What is hiding in the shadows? The Wheel of Fortune, change, fate, destiny. And look at that. Isn't that not the most beautiful card? The Wheel of Fortune. Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio here. Aquarius season could be very significant, right, for some of you. Taurus as well, with the Hierophant. The Wheel of Fortune is in the shadow. Maybe some of you are not big fans of change. I completely understand. But I feel like we are being asked to make that choice and that decision. Why the Hierophant? Why? Okay, because something is dead, done, and over with. It's a very brutal depiction of the Ten of Swords. Something is completely non-resurrectable. Something here, okay, be it a commitment, a marriage, be it a job, it really could be in any area of your life where you felt like you were destined to, or for some of you, you're done learning these karmic lessons. That could be the Wheel of Fortune. It's like you've learned, you have leveled up. You're suspended. Okay, whoever I'm connecting with, you feel like you're suspended between two worlds right now. Literally suspended between two worlds. You have the power of choice, though. follow your north node, where your passion lies. It's almost giving me the star card, okay? In fact, I'm seeing I'm seeing like a star, almost like the star of Bethlehem, like shining high above the. For some of you, maybe taking a look up at the night sky and seeing a shooting star is going to be confirmation. The moon, in and of itself, really start putting in the work to transform what's in your shadow and to start manifesting here on the 18th. It is a great time for you to put pen to paper. It is a time for you to integrate your shadow and no longer be afraid of change, afraid of the choices that you need to make for your best and highest good. Ambition, if you have it, follow it. Realism. Neptune has been in a sign that favors the Seven of Cups confusion. Okay? The moon can also be things that were hidden, obscured, Cancer and Piscean energy. I'm sorry, this moon here, not one here. But I feel like you're getting clear. Maybe the old way of doing things was not going to be something that lasted forever. Okay, maybe some of you said, I got married, I had kids, and this was supposed to last, but it didn't. I went into this job field, and it was supposed to be a great paying job, and I was supposed to build my legacy on this, and it didn't. And now you're being forced to course correct. Okay, one more on the Hierophant, please. The Two of Pentacles, yeah. Now that this has ended, you're forced to negotiate options, to look, two twos right here. You're being asked to weigh your options. Okay. The Two of Wands, why the Two of Wands? The Queen of Swords, you're asked, yeah. It's like, get clear on whatever this is. Even though it may be painful, yeah. There is stability here, there is home, the Four of Wands. Wow. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting the sense that this is leaving you a single mother or a single father. It could be walking away from something that you ultimately need to do, but you don't have a choice in the matter. It's like you can't ignore the red flags anymore. You can't ignore the mask has fallen off is really what I'm getting, because we've been in this period where it's like suddenly the sun is coming out and we're speaking up about the truth. January 9th, we're having, that's tonight. The sun is conjunct us today. The sun is conjunct Mars. So it's like speaking the truth. Like we're no longer hiding behind the moon. On the 18th, Mercury conjunct Mars, there could be some angry words that are spoken. That's in the sign of Capricorn. Okay, let's see the Ten of Pentacles. Sorry, I know I'm throwing a lot of astrology at you guys. Six of Wands. What it is that you're moving toward, you may not be able to see it yet, and that may be what is in this. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles. It's planting seeds. The Ten of Pentacles. It is abundance. The Six of Wands is success. What you're moving toward is so much better than where you've been. This is over. You now stand at a crossroads knowing that whatever decision you make, it's going to be a rebirth and a renewal. It may come with some costs and some pain, but I feel like the veil has been lifted now and you can see which way you need to go. In the shadow is the Wheel of Fortune. Why the Wheel of Fortune? The Four of Swords. Because it's going to require you to either take some time out to really think about what needs changing. And you may not be able to do that. You may say to yourself, I don't have the time. I need to prepare. I need to get this, that, and the other done. I need to make haste. But haste makes waste is what I'm hearing. Okay. Really think through your decisions. Take a moment in solitude and silence to reflect on what it is that really needs changing. What is it that is completely over and done with? Is it this relationship, this belief system, this idea that you've always had, this tradition that you've carried on despite not feeling completely at ease with it? Whatever it is, it is something that needs to change and transform. This is a great time of transformation and taking some of that anger that we have and transforming it into creativity. All right. Aries is the emperor. It's about taking charge of your life, taking back control for some of you, stepping into your masculine. I talk about that in embracing the divine feminine, or the dark feminine. It's really about looking at your shadow and seeing where you're not integrating your masculine and your feminine. Okay, why the Wheel of Fortune? Why the Wheel of Fortune? One more on the Wheel of Fortune. Whoa, two more. Okay. The King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. I feel like it's asking you to really... Okay, if you're new to visualization, this may be a good time for you to practice visualizing what all 10 cups full looks like and feels like to you. The King of Cups being overwhelmed. I mean, look at him. He's literally in the water, but he's nonplussed. He's completely fine with being overflowing with emotion. He's able to control his emotions. He's able to say, I know what it is that I'm moving toward. I feel like whatever this changes, it's very deep inside of you. The fear is gone. The sadness, remorse, and regret is gone. The apathy is gone. All of the negative cups are gone. All of those emotions are now under control. I feel like by facing what it is that you have feared, and it very well could be this heartache, the Three of Swords here. I feel like you're able to see that you're moving towards something that is your happily ever after. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. If you can see it as that, it makes it so much easier to make this difficult decision. This is in your shadow. You're not able to see it. If you could only see that you have the ability, the capability to master your emotions and to see where you're headed, what this is going to transform into, I feel like it doesn't make it scary at all. All right. Underneath the bottom of the deck, the Nine of Cups, we have the Six of Pentacles. It's about giving to something that is giving back to you. The Four of Cups is about overcoming. Yeah, I feel like it's knowing not to accept that fourth cup. It's about saying, I'm fine with being dissatisfied for a little while if it means the sun, moving toward happiness, rebirth, and renewal. You may go through a period of the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, being dissatisfied. Maybe this is what you're leaving behind here. Maybe you've become dissatisfied in whatever this was that you thought was stable. I feel like your North Node is calling you to take action. The Moon is really honestly giving me a sense of something being hidden, veiled. Okay? It may be the things that you're hiding from yourself is that change is needed. All right, Leo energy here in the Sun. The Seven of Wands underneath of that. It's like you're able to set healthy boundaries now. Maybe before you were not able to. Okay, let's get some advice. Let's get some advice, please. Ladies, if you would, please. Let's get some advice. Advice. Thank you. Okay. Whatever you're leaving behind, make peace with the past. You can't change. You don't have to rewrite the story. You just have to, finish the chapter. All right, stop fighting the ending. Just go ahead and do it. I feel like that's for a lot of you. Prepare for change. Change is the only constant. This is literally your challenge here in the shadow, the Wheel of Fortune. Prepare for change. Change is the only constant. Prepare for it with an open heart and an open mind. And the King of Cups is not afraid of facing anything with an open heart because he knows how to control his emotions. Love without self-abandonment. Okay, this very well could be in regards to those of you who are leaving a situation in which you feel like you've lost yourself. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear. Stay present, stay whole, and still be loved. You don't have to change who you are to be loved by someone. If you were in a situation where you were constantly, you could have been walking on eggshells here with the Two of Pentacles, okay? I feel like there's no more of that. The Seven of Wands, I feel like you're drawing underneath the bottom of the deck. I feel like you're ready to draw those healthy boundaries, right? See the karmic reflection. Every person you meet reflects something within yourself. Learn from what they mirror back to you. Maybe you were with someone who refused to change, all right? And maybe you're saying, and that bothered me so bad because I myself refused to change. Because I didn't want to change, I wanted them to change. I was mad at them because they wouldn't change. Well, why couldn't you? Change your stance, change your belief on something, even if it was just small. I'm not talking huge, okay? We're not talking about, again, love without self-abandonment. But do take a look at the karmic reflection. Why did this person trigger you so badly? Be very introspective. This is asking you to actively do shadow work, okay? And that's why we're taking a look at the shadow. It feels like there was a resistance to change here. Some of you felt like this was fated and destined, that you were always at the bottom of the wheel of fortune. Like there was never an up. You were always on a down. You were always in the lull. You were never on top. You were always in you were never on the swell. I'm seeing, they're showing me waves on an ocean, right? I feel like those waves got bigger and bigger and bigger. Forgive yourself. Underneath the bottom of the deck. Forgive yourself. Forgiveness isn't for others, it's for you. Free yourself from guilt and shame. You had to make this choice. You did, honestly. I feel like you went back and forth on whether or not this could work. Whatever this is, and I'm not putting a label on it. This is for you to discern, all right? This could be in any area of your life. What you're moving toward, you can't see it now, and you know that it comes with change. Difficult change, from what I see. Cost. All right? It may even be that you're facing the moon. You're facing the unknown, and you're walking straight forward into it saying, universe, I trust wherever you're leading me. Okay? I trust. I know that whatever this is, this change is for my best and highest good. I had to do the very same thing whenever I took that giant leap of faith that I always tell you guys about in 2023. Just me and my daughter, heading out to parts unknown. And what I found was absolutely better than anything I could have ever imagined. But it took faith to make that change, to make that leap, to make that jump. I feel like you guys are on the precipice of making that choice that will end up being a leap of faith. There's still a bit of hesitancy. What's stopping you right now, what is in the way, is change and making that decision here. But what is on the other side, once you do, is, and it may be in regards to the Three of Swords and the Four of Wands, it may bring pain and hurt to something that was solid. Hell, it could even mean household, all right? You may hurt your... You may hurt your partner if this was a situation that you feel no longer connected to. If this is moving out of mom and dad's house, you may, and they want you to stay, you may be saying, but I have to do this. If this is leaving a work situation, you may have coworkers, you may have bosses that are trying to get you to stay, and you're saying, I know, and I did love this job, and I do like who I work with, but I have to leave. Something about the stability here, there's fear of letting somebody down, okay? Of speaking a truth and letting someone down, or making this decision. And once you verbalize it, there's something about once you verbalize it, it becomes reality. Once you speak it. Mercury conjunct the sun. Mercury conjunct Mars. Wow, okay, I'm looking at the chart here. We have a lot of things that are happening right now in Capricorn. Now is the time for someone out there to make this choice. I'm not telling you what choice to make. I'm telling you that there is an outstanding choice. If you're resonating with this, you know what choice I'm talking about. Make the one that aligns with your best and highest good, even if, especially if it includes change, all right? We have Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio here. The King of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have the Hierophant, Taurus, and Libra energy, and that is it as far as the majors are concerned, guys. Earth, air, fire, and water here all on the board. Again, we're stepping into a collective consciousness. We're stepping into becoming more integrated during this transit, and it's going to be for 14 years. And for some of you, you may be saying, which path do I choose? Because it means aligning myself with a completely different personality, with a completely different side to a story. Okay? All right, guys. If you stuck around for this long, thank you so much. Drop me a comment down in below and let me know if you would be interested in receiving a signed pre-order edition of the Dark Feminine, which is now available for pre-order on Amazon, but I will be giving one away as a subscriber surprise, okay? Or a subscriber incentive for subscribing to the channel. But make sure and drop me a comment down below, guys. As always, I greatly thank you for being here with me, and take care. I will see you guys again here soon.